Ashwin, your myth number 2 is we only hire the best.
See, this is to me, it should not be a myth. It should be a crime, right? It should be categorized as a crime. The reason why I tell this is I talk to the clients, I talk to people in my network, many in the technical side, like they always think, oh, I just like talk to 100 people to hire 5. What for, right? Like to me, like the average retention in IT industry, programming industry is 2 years. You are not choosing a life partner. So you need to understand what is the delta that you're gaining by going through this gruesome mechanism versus what is the delta, not you, the company is losing by not hiring people or not hiring people on time. This is, to me, it's the biggest mistake that people do. And you need to do it. And for me, the number one thing is the biggest mistake, what is causing for we hire the best is everybody are looking for what this individual can do for them on day one. Nobody looks into the fact what this individual can transform into after a month or after a 2 months. So that is the biggest mistake that these companies are doing. So you need to be very, very pragmatic about it rather than trying to check all 10 boxes. You need to like really, really be practical. I'll give you some classical example. In the process of hiring the best, like an employer in our region, like they put a job ad for a Google technology with 5 years of experience. In reality, that Google technology was existing only for 6 months. What checkbox are you going to click here, right? So be practical about it. Like literally the philosophy should be to hire an individual, how they can transition for you in a month or 2, not what they can do for day 1, because you are not going to get anything in the initial days or initial months. So that is the primary reason why we had to come with the second myth.
Bob, what would you say?
I would say that what defines the best. And, you know, what I've found in my previous lifetimes, and I think it applies to a lot of large institutions, enterprise institutions throughout the United States, their recruiting process is very self-selected. And one thing that maybe is kind of dumbfounding to me looking back on, 30 years of acquiring talent in this space is the fact that myself included, there were natural biases towards institutions and brand academic names that really narrow your path in terms of your ability to attract what I would describe as productive talent and loyal talent and folks that are going to stick with you for years to come and grow. As Ashwin likes to say, we like to produce at Revature continuous learning animals. When you visit those institutions, it used to be pre-COVID physically, it was a very self-selected process. And what I've learned over time in my last role, being accountable for entry-level software engineering talent acquisition, was you have to cast the net wide. We went from visiting probably 18 institutions to recruiting from 67. And that produced diversity of thought, all those things that are important to culture. But at the end of the day, I think it's the bias that you have to fight and define what's best.